What's up, everybody? It is the Monday after the 4th of July, a big weekend, but still a lot of big wrestling news for you to consume right here on Sportskeeda Wrestling. I'm Kellam. We'll get into it here in today's video. We're talking about the WWE boss, yes, that WWE boss, supporting a current Raw storyline. Also, news about another big WWE executive saying about what is the possibility of a John Cena, Rock, get that eyebrow up, Rock return. We'll get into all of it on today's Sportskeeda Wrestling Top Story of the Day. Hit that thumbs up button. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. What's up, everybody? It's Kellam. It is today's Sportskeeda Wrestling Top Story of the Day. If you haven't done it already, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Tons of content. We just dropped an interview recently with the Singh brothers. Yes, recently released WWE Tag Team, and they revealed all about their release. We also have Tommaso Ciampa saying he is the best in the world. He is the best that is alive doing wrestling today. He pulls back the curtain on tomorrow night's Great American Bash. Those interviews are up now on our YouTube channel. Go check them out. If you haven't been with us before, jump into the conversation while we're live or while we're on demand. I always respond to all the comments. Even if you're on demand, don't worry, you're still a part of everything we're doing here. So let's get right into our big story. Vince McMahon is reportedly, thanks to PWI Insider, reportedly behind a big Raw storyline that is currently on television. And when Vince McMahon gets behind something, maybe you see a little bit more of it on TV. Nothing wrong with that, right? And so the storyline here involves Eva Marie and the formerly known as Piper Niven, now known as Doudrop, in WWE. She was in NXT UK, and when she made the move over to Raw in a surprising move, Eva Marie's in-ring debut was actually just Doudrop coming in. And apparently, thanks to Mike Johnson here at PWI Insider, the word is that McMahon loves Doudrop, loves what Doudrop is doing in the ring, loves the facial expressions, loves the back and forth between Doudrop as his talented, very, very strong character who doesn't look as sleek and model-esque as Eva Marie. And that's no shot at Piper Niven or anything. It's just the difference of the characters. And he likes that. And he likes the idea of how they're kind of, Eva Marie is obviously manipulating her, and where that end game is. The word is the end game is what McMahon is very interested in. And I'm not hating it, but I'm intrigued. I can't say I'm not intrigued about what they're going to do with Doudrop and Eva Marie. And on Monday Night Raw, in terms of the women, it's probably more interesting than what's going on with Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. If you ask me, my opinion, checking out Monday Night Raw every week. Yeah, so I mean, I think if this pays off at SummerSlam, maybe this pays off sometime later on. I mean, if Doudrop becomes a star out of this, then that's pretty good, right? And then Eva Marie gets to still be a heel, get under people's skin and do some stuff. I'm not opposed to that. I think if you can have some great barn burner, bell-to-bell bangers with Piper Niven, which she did in NXT UK, and now you give her a character and motivation that a casual fan could get behind, what's the problem? What's the problem? There's something to it. I'm not saying it's completely great, but what's the problem with it here? Sound off. Let me know what you guys think of this. I understand why he would get behind it as well. It's interesting here. Other people chiming in here. Todd Laney. I get asked about these rumors all the time. Todd Laney, is it true Bill Goldberg is coming back to face Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam? As far as we know, no. There's no word on that, Todd. That is simply just fan speculation. In the last year or so, maybe it's just people having more time at home, people put out a theory, and then enough people start to repeat the theory, and then they say that's a thing that's happening. Does Goldberg have time left on his WWE deal? Reportedly, yeah. We don't know at what point that's going to be used, or how that time that he has is going to be used, or to what point they will use him, if that even involves matches. So I don't know. We simply don't know. And guess what? That's the honest thing. I didn't tell you something so you stay clicking or anything like that. We have some more stories to cover, but you want to keep your click on this one. We're going to be talking a little bit more about what is going on with WWE and a legal settlement that just occurred with them. We'll also be talking about some other things going on in the ring with WWE in the next few minutes. So as far as we know, Goldberg coming back for SummerSlam, there's nothing to it right now. If there is, we'll report on it. You're talking to me today, Monday, July 5th. As far as I know, nothing to that story at the moment. All right, so If that upsets you, that's the way it is. Here we go. Jeff talking about this Eva Marie story I just covered. Vince McMahon behind the combination of Doudrop and Eva Marie. Jeff Samuel saying, "Sup, Kev? Is Vince wake up? He loved Eva Marie's storyline with Piper Niven, aka Doudrop. I love it. We need more storylines that has intrigue. Yes, I'm intrigued. I mean, if this builds to Doudrop turning on Eva Marie, and then you're like, yeah, Doudrop, mess up Eva Marie. She's so mean. She's a total sleaze. Yeah. What's the problem? What's the problem, guys? If people get out of their seat and cheer for something, what is the problem? That's where we are now with wrestling fandom. Is they want to find the problem first before they find the thing that makes them intrigued about it. Tony chiming in here saying, one thing has been on my mind. Why does Charlotte, WWE, say 13 champion, no other superstars count NXT titles? Tony, that doesn't mean a whole lot. I'm not discrediting NXT stuff, but that isn't the most important thing. It's pumping out a number and getting people to pay attention to a number so it can propel a character and you can do storylines with it. That's it. That's all it is. That is semantics. Look up the word semantics. Other people are into the idea of a Goldberg return. Some people are into it. Philip is into it. He really wants to see Goldberg. And then other people are not into it, saying you can't wrestle and you can't wash up. Well, like I said, guys, there's nothing to that story at the moment. I don't mind being Raw tomorrow and everyone hears that Goldberg is coming back or they announce it on Monday Night Raw tonight. Sure. But as far as I know, there isn't anything to it right now. And that doesn't mean just, throwing smoke on a fire or, throwing water on a fire for you. That's just me being real. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you something that isn't true here. Let's get into more news here. WWE has reached a legal settlement. This pertains to a 2020 filing of a group of different people, class action lawsuit, pertaining to whether or not WWE had put out accurate information to their investors about what their current financial deal with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and a TV outlet would be there. Now, this spiraled. There was more people that got on this. The settlement is believed to be, according to WrestlingInc.com, around the number of $39 million. Now, we heard that this settlement would be significant, but the settlement has been reached. Some people in this are a little bit more paying, or getting a little bit more of a bigger payout. Other people are not, but it's a done deal. It's a done deal here. It is a done deal for them, and I say better to them. WWE had some issues with this Saudi Arabia deal. Maybe some people thought the price was inflated. Maybe some people thought it wasn't. But also, it also notes that WWE is held at no fault to anything, but they're paying a settlement. That's worth noting in the legal settlement. They're not held at any fault, so no legal recourse to them, but they're paying the settlement. So I'm not saying I'm a legal beagle, but I'm just reading the numbers and what comes in here. $39 million, it's a lot of money. But WWE had one of the more profitable years this past year with their TV contracts coming through. They're getting back on the road. They spent money on the Thunderdome. So, I say this one gets brushed under the rug, even though it's a $39 million settlement, right? So definitely interesting to pay attention to. Not much to give into there. You guys can't give up on this Goldberg story, all right? Goldberg versus Gilbert. I don't think that's going to happen there, Dave. Kirk Stroud saying, Goldberg, let's get new talent. Sean, sure, Kirk will do that. We'll get some Sean talent here. And other people would rather have Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. I think the Brock Lesnar one is a little bit more potential than that one. You guys have lost it on this Goldberg story here. Here's the thing. There isn't much to it, guys. It's my third time saying this now in 10 minutes. This is not a story at the moment. This is a non-story. This is a theory. All right. And theories are not stories. So if you're aggravated by that, there are buttons you can press on the screen that show your aggravation for what I just told you. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to reveal that information to you. Triple H has gone on the record with the New York Post and promoting all of the things that WWE has, including their escape from the Thunderdome. All right, and he spoke about the leaving the Thunderdome. The difference is just night and day, he said. For superstars, there is nothing greater than the moment when their music hits and the crowd stands up and goes crazy and boos and cheers and gives the reactions that they are working so hard to get. That's the magic of what we do. I absolutely agree with that. So WWE excited to get out of the Thunderdome here in just about a week and a half time here. Their first major event will be SmackDown July 16th on Fox. just 2 days before Money in the Bank, and that'll be their big return to the road in front of fans in Houston, Texas. On the topic of John Cena and The Rock returning, he was pretty open about this, but was not indicative of any specific time frame and either whichever superstar would return. He goes, no matter how busy they are, I know that anytime there's an opportunity where you could say to them, hey, could you enter the ring in WWE and do this? There's a part of them that goes, ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. It's worth noting, we've heard the rumors that The Rock is set to return. We've reported rumors that The Rock is set to return for Survivor Series, which would celebrate his 25th anniversary of his debut in WWE. John Cena has long said he will return to the WWE, but has not set any time frame of when that could be. Now, obviously, both of them are huge superstars in Hollywood. John Cena currently just coming off a week release last weekend of Fast 9, still doing some promotion for that. He will have the Suicide Squad movie, big Warner Brothers release, big DCU movie that's coming out sometime in August, I believe. And then he has another movie, Vacation Friends, plus a streaming television series on HBO Max in which he plays the same character he played in Suicide Squad, the Peacemaker. So he'll have to do some promotion for that. The promotion lines up John Cena back on WWE to kind of promote these projects. WWE actually promoted those projects as well. So it could be interesting to see where this goes. The Rock, obviously very, very busy, very, very crazy. So many different movie projects he's working on. Just did The Young Rock on NBC. Has several different films coming out. Jungle Cruise, his delayed Disney film, is coming out soon. So, I mean, a lot to work on. He's never not on a set or related to a set, and now he's a producer. So where do you figure these guys out in the time frame? I mean, John Cena, even in the recent appearance on The Tonight Show, just about a week or so ago, he said the insurance windows have to open up. On The Tonight Show, he said it's an insurance issue. Can they clear insurance and get back in the ring when they're not insured for a specific production where they're going to get hurt? That was an issue about 10 years ago for The Rock when he came back to WWE, and he had injuries in both of those matches that he did at WrestleMania 28, I believe, in 29. So I mean, there's some issue with that there. Everyone's going to freak out if I'm not saying the right WrestleManias there. So definitely it'd be interesting to see how these things play out and what could happen with them. Phil chiming in saying it would be really interesting for The Rock to return to WWE. It would be extremely interesting for The Rock to return. Which one are you more intrigued by? John Cena or The Rock, or both? Do you have to have both? I mean, the lead up to this year's SummerSlam, which is still a whiles away, it'll be in Las Vegas. It'll be in a stadium. There's just a lot of talk about who is coming back. I mean, the names that have been in the works here for a while in terms of valid reporting are John Cena, The Rock, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Brock Lesnar. Now, it's worth noting Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks still under contract with WWE. We don't know what John Cena's contract status is with WWE, but he said, if I wrestled, that's where I'm wrestling. All right. The Rock has almost emphatically said relatively the same thing. Brock is reportedly gone back and forth about what they're going to do. If he is going to come back, would he do that? James Espanto Fernando White was always with us. He says, bring them back both. Bring back Cena and The Rock. Bring them all back. Let's do this thing here. Dan Williams saying The Rock, Roman Reigns. The Rock will acknowledge him somehow. I don't think so. Yeah, a lot of people think if The Rock comes back, he's got to come back to smack some taste into the mouth of his unruly nephew, Roman Reigns. They are family members, if you don't know. When he talks about family all the time, a lot of people bring up, well, Rock's your family. Are you making fun of him too? So it'd be interesting here. Ryan Tweak from South Park. Ryan Tweak Gilbert says, I feel like they need to both return, including Brock Lesnar. I think so too. It'd be interesting to see how they could do it here. Alex chiming in about SummerSlam. SummerSlam is going to be a very interesting show of who can return and who can debut at that pay-per-view. Cena and Rock, yes, for return. Can't wait. So they can be a must. WWE bring back the released wrestlers again from August. So you want all the wrestlers that got released to come back. Well, that'll be interesting. Speaking of released wrestlers, we just spoke to the Singh brothers. The Singh brothers of WWE spoke to us on record and candidly. That interview is up now on our YouTube channel. Go check it out. We also have Tommaso Ciampa. I believe that is dropping today if it has not dropped already. I got to see the interview before it came out, and it is a must-see. It is a must-see interview. If you're a fan of NXT, you have to go check out these interviews. They are up now on our YouTube channel. If you haven't done it already, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel with those notifications on so you know exactly when we go live. Tonight, after Monday Night Raw, Vince Russo will be on the record covering everything about Monday Night Raw. Friday nights after SmackDown, Dutch Mantel tells us everything he thinks about SmackDown. Wednesday nights, we have a show that combines coverage of AEW and NXT. We call it The Debrief with our very own Jose G and Rico. It is well worth checking out every single week. Tons of content. And you can also get it in your ears. Get it in your ears on our audio podcast, available on all major audio podcast platforms. If you guys have any issues with getting our content, listen in the comments below and I'll get a hold of you. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at Kev Kellam. That's at KEVKELLAM. I'm tweeting during Raw and all those different fun things. And follow Sportskeeda on all your different apps. Please remember, when watching wrestling, you have to do this very, 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 very important thing. It's extremely important. Please just enjoy wrestling.